Are you afraid of being crossed over? Welcome back to Streetball Strategies.
All we do is win like a size dad. I just bought my mom a Louis V bag. I just took little bro to BB Simons. Finna put my fam on.
The reason for this video is because I've seen concerns over multiple YouTube videos about crossing people over. Videos that are teaching players how to have the proper, most effective crossovers. And if you go through the comments of those videos, from time to time you will see people comment that the way they defend crossovers is to play way off of them, play way off of the players that are attempting to do those crossovers because they are afraid. They have concerns about being crossed over. So I thought today we would address those concerns of why you're afraid of being crossed over and how you can get over it. Let's talk about why you're afraid of being crossed over. And whenever I ask the why questions on this channel, I'm always trying to get to the root of the problem so that we can solve it once and for all. So obviously why you're afraid of being crossed over is because you don't want to be embarrassed. Hopefully the reason you're embarrassed is because you made a mistake somehow. Either you just messed up or the offense baited you into messing up, and because of that mistake you made, you cost your team, you hurt your team. But I think we all know more typically in today's society, the reason you're embarrassed is because you're afraid that other people saw you get embarrassed. They saw you make that mistake. And now because of that, they're gonna think bad thoughts about you, they're gonna say bad things about you, they're gonna make fun of you. Or even worse, they recorded you and now they're gonna put you on TikTok. But hopefully you are intelligent and mature enough to realize that what other people think, especially strangers, people who are not your friends, not your teammates, but just strangers, especially on the internet, their opinions, their thoughts, they just don't matter. And I'm not saying that because it sounds good or because it's good coach speak. I'm saying it because in my 30 years of basketball, I can genuinely say to you that what other people think, especially strangers, has never mattered and it will never matter. In the moment, it's gonna feel like it's everything because that's all you're gonna be able to feel is the embarrassment and people looking at you and what are they thinking. So it's gonna feel like that embarrassment is the entire world. But in reality, and hopefully you're intelligent enough to realize that it doesn't actually matter and it won't matter moving forward in your career. I know that's easy for me to say, but in reality, it's not that bad, it doesn't really matter, and you'll get over it rather quickly. And when we're talking about embarrassment, what we're really talking about is ego, your ego. And ego can be very powerful, so it can be very powerfully negative in that if you're embarrassed, if your ego is hurt, the way you react to that could be that you start pouting, or you give up, you walk away, or even worse, you have a temper tantrum, or you try to start a fight with the person that embarrassed you. I just saw it's like a ghost basketball over, what the, I'll be right back. Hey, yo, check this out. This is not my ball. It was just on the side of the court here. It's a Wilson. It's a Wilson game replica ball, NCAA. Now, this ball has seen better days, but it's a $30 plus ball, and it's just, I mean, now it's not, but like, wow. It doesn't have anybody's name on it or anything. That's weird. So I guess this is what can happen to that ball if you use it and abuse it long enough, I suppose. I have a review of this ball if you guys want to check that out, but just weird. Like, I've only reviewed a few balls so far on this channel, but like in terms of composite balls, not rubber balls, but composite, this is by far my favorite ball. And to see it in this condition, that's something. What was I saying? I don't remember. What was I saying? What was I saying? In terms of those negative reactions to your ego being hurt, that's how I was as a kid. I was a terrible loser. I was the biggest crybaby, sore loser that you could imagine. But when I decided that I wanted to actually be good at basketball, and I was gonna do that by any means necessary, so I was gonna train, work out, study, whatever I had to do to get better at basketball, even if that meant that in that process, my feelings were gonna be hurt, my ego was gonna be hurt, even if it meant, repeatedly, if that's what I had to go through to become actually good at basketball permanently, then I was gonna do whatever I had to do for that to happen. So I made the choice, just as you can make the choice, that if you are embarrassed, if your ego is hurt, we all know how that feels and how terrible it is, but if you have some kind of negative, over-the-top reaction to it, now that behavior is distracting you from feeling that embarrassment. What I did and what I'm telling you to do is don't distract yourself from that feeling. Allow yourself to feel it. Not only that, but let it sink in as deeply and completely as you possibly can feel it. Because in doing so, what you're then going to do is use that feeling as a reminder, as fuel to tell yourself that, okay, I have this embarrassment feeling, my ego is hurt, I don't ever want to have this feeling again. So because of that, I am now going to work tirelessly to make sure it never happens again, and that I never make whatever mistake it was that allowed me to have this embarrassment, to have this hurt ego. I'm never going to make that mistake again. And in order to accomplish that, I'm going to work as hard and long as it takes to make sure that happens. Part of the reason why I outstudied everybody out here, the reason I outworked everybody out here, the reason why I could be out here for hours daily by myself, training, drilling, practicing, whatever I had to do to be a better player than anyone that would ever step on this court, is because I let that embarrassment fuel me. I let myself feel it so that I would never have to feel it again. And I ensured that by outworking, outstudying everybody, being the first person out here, getting work in before anybody got out here, staying here, being the last person to leave so that I could practice and train after everybody else was gone, so that I could compete and beat everybody and never make those mistakes again, thus never having that embarrassment and that ego hurt ever again. Also, when we're talking about ego, it can be a positive, a good thing to be egotistical. Not arrogant, but just sort of having a well-balanced, earned sense of pride in your game. But understand, being egotistical should be something that you do when it comes to things, parts of your game that are specific and genuine to you. For instance, Steph Curry should be egotistical about being the greatest three-point shooter that has ever lived. But he should not be egotistical about his passing ability, because his passing and assisting ability is just average. There's plenty of people who are just as good or better than him at passing the ball. So that quality, his passing, is not unique to him because it's just as good as lots and lots of other people. My point is that you getting crossed over is not unique to you. You're not the only person that's been crossed over in the last 15 years. Think about it. Right this second, the second that you're watching this video right now, there are thousands of people around the world playing basketball. 60 of them just got crossed over. 34 just got crossed over just now. Do you know them? Do you care about them? Do you care about the fact that they just got crossed over? No, they don't care about the fact that you've been crossed over, that one day you will be crossed over. It does not matter. Everybody gets crossed over. It happens to everybody multiple times throughout their career. It's not a big deal. It's not something that you should have an ego about. Thus, it's not something that you should be embarrassed about. But if and when you do become embarrassed, use that embarrassment as fuel to make you play harder, concentrate harder. It's a choice you have, it's a choice you make, and you're gonna have to make that choice over and over again throughout your career. So thank you guys for watching. If you found this video helpful, if you think that it's going to help you avoid the pitfalls of being crossed over and then, you know, imploding emotionally on yourself, or if you know a player that this video can help, please give me a thumbs up. Also, subscribe to the channel. Right now, hit the button. It's down there. You hit it, you're subscribed, then you'll know whenever any new videos come out. And to make sure of that, to be sure that you never miss a video, make sure you hit that notification bell so that YouTube will make sure you know when all of my videos come out. So thank you guys again, and I will see you guys probably sooner than next week. We'll see.
Living in the moment, but still planning for the future. I'm just blessed to live my dreams. Modern day Martin Luther, I'm a trooper. Gotta stand for something, or you'll fall for nothing. Then it's all for nothing, real dog. We just getting started like the kickoff. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Watch the lift off.